Let's look at self-practice 5.6, question number 3. In a survey, it is found that 95% of undergraduates at a university own laptops. A sample consisting of 8 undergraduates is selected at random from the university. Find the probability that A, exactly 6 of them have laptops. Now, based on the information given in the question, okay, by taking the probability of undergraduate, okay, own a laptop as a probability of success, then P is going to be 0.95. Okay, and then since 8 undergraduates, okay, selected at random, so the value of n is going to be 8. So for section A, the probability exactly 6 of them have laptops is going to be P x equals to 6. And since the value of n is 8, so it's going to be 8C6, okay, times with 0.95 to power of 6, followed by the value of Q. Q is actually equals to 1 minus P. So therefore, the value of Q is 0.05. So we will multiply this with 0.05 to power of 6 minus 8 minus 6, which is 2. Okay. So next, we just key in this into the calculator. 8 shift divide. So we get 8C6 multiply with 0.95 to power of 6 multiply with 0.05 to power of 2. Okay, so we press equals to, we get 0.05145 something. Yeah? So we round off this answer correct to 4 decimal places. So the answer is going to be 0.0515. Okay, 0.0515. Okay, now let's look at question B. At most, 2 or more than 7 of them own laptops. Okay, so at most 2 or more than 7. So in this case, what we need to do is we have to take the probability, okay, for x, okay, at most 2 means it must be x less than 2, okay, or here means we have to plus, so px more than 7, so x greater than 7. Now px less than 2 means it includes 0 and 1, so therefore px equals to 0 plus with px equals to 1, and then for px greater than 7 we just need to take px equals to 8. And in order to find all these values, again we're going to use the formula for binomial distribution, which is 8C0 times with 0.095 to power of 0 times with 0.05 to power of 8 minus 0, which is 8, plus with 8C1 multiply with 0.95 to power 1 multiply with 0.05 to power of 8 minus 1, which is 7. And next for px8 8C8, 0.95 to power 8, multiply with 0.05 to power of 0. And let's calculate all these values using the calculator. Okay, to do the calculation faster, so I'm going to key in like this. So 8C, okay, x multiply with 0.95 to power of x multiply with 0.05 power of 8 minus x. Then we press calc, and for x equals to 0, okay, the answer is 3.906. Okay, 3.906, and don't forget it's actually 10 to the power of negative 11. Okay, look here, negative 11. Okay, plus with, I press equals to again, and this time I'm going to substitute x with 1, and the value that we get is 5.934 times 10 to the power of negative 9, plus with, I press equals to, and this time I'm going to substitute this with 8, x with 8. So what we get here is 0.6634. 0.6634. Okay, and let's sum up all these three values. 3.906 to power of negative 11 plus with 5.934 times 10 to the power of negative 9, and then we plus with 0.6634. okay, and press equals to, the answer is 0.6634. 0.6634. Okay, so since these two values are very small, right, these two values are very small, so even though we add them with 0.6634, the final answer still 0.6634. Okay, let's look at the next question. Question number 4. Given a discrete random variable x, okay, it's a binomial distribution, okay, with n, okay, so this is number of trials, and this value here represent the probability of success, p. Okay, now let's look at section A. Find the value of n if px equals to n is equals to 0.0319. Okay, so px equals to n equals to 0.0319. okay, so according to the formula, px r is equals to ncr p to power r q to power of n minus r. So in this case, okay, the value of r is actually equals to n, so therefore it's going to be ncn multiply with 0.65 to power of n multiply with 0.35. okay, the sum of the value of p and q is going to be 1, right? So q is equals to 1 minus p, so 1 minus 0.65 is equals to 0.35. and what is the power of power for 0.35? it's actually n minus n, so it's going to be 0, and we equate this with 0.0319. okay, guys, I hope you still remember what you already learned in the previous chapter. NC, okay, n is actually equals to 1. So in this case, NC1 is equals to 1, and a to power 0 is also equals to 1. For index number, for any base with a power of 0 is equals to 1. Okay, so 1 times with 0.65 to power n, and then 0.35 to power of 0 is also equals to 1. Okay, and is equals to 0.0319, and basically it will become 0.65 to power n equals to 0.0319. And in order to solve this, we introduce log base 10. So once you introduce log base 10, this is what we will get. Log base 10, 0.65 to power n. Okay, so I'm going to transfer this n to the front. Okay, and as a result, okay, we will put the n here, and we equate with log base 10, 0.0319, and the value of n is equals to log base 10, 0.0319 divided by log base 10, 0.65. We press equals to, the value of n that we get here is 7.997. Okay, so I hope you always remember this number of trials. So whatever number, when it says number, it must be a positive integer. Okay, or it can be 0. So in this case, you cannot give the answer as 7.997. It must be a positive integer. So what we do, we round off this value. It's actually very close to 8. So the value of n is equals to n. Okay guys, so that's for question number for section A. Okay, and let's look at question B. Based on the answer in A, find the value for px greater than 2. Okay, greater than 2. And we know that, okay, let me erase this. Okay, I'll transfer here. Px greater than 2. Okay, so px greater than 2 means is px equals to 3 plus px equals to 4, px equals to 5, px equals to 6, px equals to 7, and px equals to 8. You have to plus all these values. Okay, and we know that the sum of all the probability from px equals to 0 until px equals to n is going to be equals to 1. So therefore, rather than taking px equals to 3 and we sum up until px equals to 8, we can just take 1 and then we minus with px, okay, less than equals to 2. Okay, so meaning we're going to minus px equals to 0, px equals to 1, and px equals to 2. Okay, so 1 minus px equals to 0 plus with px equals to 1 plus with px equals to 2. Okay, and don't forget to put a big bracket here. Otherwise, you can just write minus, minus, minus. Okay. Okay, so 1 minus px equals to 0. Okay. So it's 8. Okay, C. Okay, 0, 0.65 to power 0, times with 0.35 to power of 8. Okay, since I open up the bracket, so it become minus. So AC1 0.65 to power of 1 and 0.35 to power of 7. And again minus with 8C2 0.65 to power of 2 times with 0.35 to power of 6. Okay. So 1 minus, okay, let me calculate all these values one by one. Okay, so I'm going to key in 8, shift divide to get C, and then I'm going to put X multiply with 0.65 to power of X multiply with 0.35 to power of 8 minus X. And let's calculate this. Okay, first we start with X equals to 0, and the answer is 2.252. Okay, 2.252. 2.252 times 10 to the power of -4. And we minus this with, okay, now let's change the value of X to 1, and the answer is 3.346. 3.346 times 10 to the power of -3, and minus this line, the value of X is 2, and we get 0.0217. Okay, 0.0217. Okay, done. Now let's minus all these three values from 1. So 1 minus 2.252 times 10 to the power of -4 minus 3.346 times 10 to the power of -3, and then minus 0.0217, and we press equals to. The final answer is 0.9747. 0.9747. Okay, done.